everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich. That's the Commonwealth of America. Let's continue on from where we had last left off. So, we have secured our position. We no longer have to worry about any kind of coup d'etat, you know, invasion from the Canadians. Like, look at them. You know, we got Henry Herbert. I don't remember who exactly that is. Apparently, they've got British exiles. That's nice. And of course, this is going to screw up the Entente's invasion of the Internationale during the Second Build Creek. If anything, I think it would actually make a lot of sense if the Entente just became part of the Reichspakt at this point. Because, like, oh no, not National France. Like, this it's maybe one of the worst factions I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it does, got Prince George over here. So I guess Australia is now the head of the Canadian, or the royal family. Actually, I don't know how it works if Canada collapses. They've very much collapsed under the might of our armies. We can suppress more people. Probably would make sense, but I want to see, like, resource compliance. Who's at the highest compliance right now so we can get these stuff in the cores? I mean, you are. We got informants, local police force. Probably Philadelphia and New York City are relatively close. Informants. I'm actually not too sure. What are the other modifiers for... informants, local police forces, reorganized workforce, and volunteer program. Okay. But what I need to do is Western Philadelphia, get you up. New York City, I think we're going to want you next because you're already at, 32%. We just need to get you up to 40. Of course, we do need to get your resistance down below 10. And that's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I know we do need more stability because I think low stability is a... Yeah, 13%. So I think without our low stability, for a lot of places, the resistant target would be at a nice 0, which is what we want to be at. That's where we want to be if we want to get these areas scored. So, over time, more and more of the country will realize, hey, you know what, Pelley, maybe he makes a good point. And they should, become core states of ours again. We can get some population, that would be nice. Follow you up. Wait, because we want to get our way to... Yeah, we need to get rid of the recovery from the Civil War, right? Because it's terrible. We'll do the White Citizens Council. The legacy of civil disobedience that shook the 1930s has stayed with members of the White Civil Council. The White Citizens Council has taken up the torch to intimidate voters and discourage citizen stockholders. Meetings from pushing for integration. Pelley has suddenly increased the common share of the White Citizens Council in response. Okay, Pelley. We do need more political power, because we basically have, like, none. Because what do we get? Right now we get 0.7. One of our leaders does give us terrible political power, but Hiram Wesley Evans, I don't know who the hell you are. Yeah, plus 10. It's pretty good. You're not great. I mean, resistance growth minus 10%, you know, actually, that's not bad. Because you do need that in America right now. Yeah, so non-consolidated states basically is everything outside of the American Union state. Philadelphia, again, they're close. You do rise to 8%, so I think given enough time, you will be integrated soon. The question is, we probably want to save our political power to fight off the socialists and the federalists. But they are, I think, the biggest hurdle we're currently facing towards total unification of the country, right? The SRI has invaded 2 Sicilies. Actually, you're only 25 now. Have you always been 25? I could have sworn that you were originally 100. But it might have been 100 for the first one, and then it gets cheaper and cheaper afterwards. Okay, I mean, 25 is still pretty cheap. Creation of the sniper program. I believe this is just like, hey, snipers, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, snipers are good. We can definitely, I think, use some snipers. Okay, the Ottoman Empire is now at war. And the Sound and the Fury. Today, famed author William Faulkner's seminal work, The Sound and the Fury, released in theaters to critical acclaim. Most reviewers have praised the exaltation of the Compson family by the prodigal son, Jason. In the film, Jason sacrifices his hard-earned wealth to save his brother, Benji, from a lifetime of pain and saves his family's honor by sending his brother, Quentin, away to the barren north. Disaster strikes in when his niece, Miss Quinton, defrauds the family fortune and leaves town. Some critics have commented the film is facetious and actually highlights the flaws in the Compton family and thus Southern society as a whole. Supporters of this interpretation cite William Faulkner's liberal leanings, and those reviews were published by known malcontents. You think, why do we even have liberal filmmakers in My New America? Makes no sense. Research, I mean, excavation is not bad as the United States, because again, you have such a huge, oh look, more bombings. It's crazy. Also, we want to be building more military factories in the south. Have all of our other factories here just slowly repair on their own. We don't want to be using civilian factories on that as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we have social resistance, and I think we have federalist resistance. Let's go socialist first, because it does seem like we get a social event more often than the federalists. I don't know if it's actually true. It might just be confirmation bias. But it does seem like more often we're getting socialist events than events from the federalists, which actually I think does make sense. I feel like the socialist would probably have a bigger issue with Pelley than the than those who used to be part of the federal government, or I guess supporting the federal government. Church and state. I mean, again, I want to get you dealt with. What are you? Because if you want to go to back on the world stage, that's 100 political power. And you know what? I think 100 political power could be really useful. We'll do that for right now. Divergent thinking and Christian identity. Silver Legion representatives have done their best to screen for religious beliefs when recruiting, but our new recruits also propagate beliefs that do not fit with the Pelley-Armstrong line. One group out of California, called Mankind United, claims that America's savior is their local minister. Another has insinuated the government is willing to assist Catholic nations in their liberation. The potential threat to our power is limited, but at the same time, disunity breeds contempt. The Silver Legion leadership is divided as whether these ideas are dangerous enough to stamp out. What are we to do about these outrageous claims? Wickedness must be stamped out. We're already at negative 25% stability. Just keep throwing it on the pile. I mean, realistically, I mean, political power you do get back faster than stability, so... But I can't allow any impure ideologies to nestle in the American society. We can't have that, right? Okay, but back on the world stage. Again, we can't enter the fray because we are national populists. We cannot join any of our allies. So we're definitely going to go manifest destiny. We've already claimed Canada. After that would be a nice little invasion of Mexico. Because, I mean, Mexico right now, they are totalists. And again, totalist Mexico cannot join the International. So going to war with Mexico does not bring us into a larger conflict in Europe. Of course, we'll probably get there at some point. Primarily due to Hawaii, because Hawaii is in the International. If we invade Hawaii... Yeah, fight federalist terrorist. Invade Hawaii, we'll be at war with the International. But again, I don't want to even try to fight them until they're at least at war with the Germans. And then, I mean, let me see. You're in the Reichspakt. I mean, we could send troops to the Entente, to the Reichspakt, get military access, navally invade Britain, navally invade France. Because again, Britain, there's no Canada. So navally invading and taking over the British Isles myself is not actually a bad thing, I would say. Okay, crush you. Technology, 94, we can go for 1940 artillery. 90 days is completely acceptable. I don't actually know what this does. I don't think I've ever clicked that button. Okay. Okay, Guatemala is dead. Are you all the same ideology? We got the People's Vanguard and you were the Liberal Pack. So no, eventually I think you guys will end up fighting. We will see who comes ahead on that. Also, yeah, I've got to make sure that Flag of War is turned off, because I think it looks terrible. I think everyone agrees that it looks pretty bad. So Australia has gone socialist. Well, at least right now. I don't know. There might be, like, the counter coup. Which, again, kind of leaves the question is, like, where is the royal family? I'm guessing they're just, like, nowhere really to be found. Maybe they're in the Dominion of India? But I don't think I could really tell you. Maybe they've escaped to Greece? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking over the British Isles, and I wouldn't mind having a puppet, you know, puppet Edward the VIII as the king. As long as they're a puppet underneath me. Right? Consolidated states. Again, you're still not consolidated. Primarily because compliance, it's still not high enough, huh? Yeah, 39 and 13. Again, you are getting there. What about New York City? I know that you were also close. New York City's got a pretty large population. Yes, 90 days until you're ready to go. And you're really just saving political power for resistance suppression and for our terrorist fighties. Wait, Canada declared war on the Union of Britain. Okay, so never mind. Canada, even though they are a puppet state of ours, which I'm assuming, I guess... Apparently, this event does not actually check whether or not they're a puppet state. Okay, where does that word the Internationale then? The Penal Act. The 13th Amendment made slavery legal throughout the country. However, this amendment allowed for the involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime. A new order passed by the shell of Congress has increased the sentence time for moral crimes and provided for more use for indentured labor in industry, thus being named the Penal Act. This penal labor has been given a boost by reviving various black codes that criminalize attempting to vote as an African American. Bolstering speeches Pelley delivers on the radio have tried to obfuscate the unfolding truth that slavery is back. Negative 20% stability. Oh, but we do get 100 political power, which I'm actually going to use to go for early mobilization. So I'm guessing we're just at war with... We're just at war with you then. Okay. We're at war with the Internationale. Not really where I was expecting to be at this point. So it means we're also going to be at war with Hawaii. I'm guessing this means we can't be at war with Hawaii, right? Yeah, we cancel if we're at war with them. Okay, so we're just at war with the Internationale. Protect Canada. Seems like the Entente is on its last legs. I'm going to tell you that's not true because the Entente... I mean, I guess it does technically exist, and I will still say that Canada should not have the ability to declare war on people if they are not... If they're a puppet, they shouldn't be able to go to war, right? I think that, to me, that seems reasonable. But apparently the Canadians think otherwise. So it does mean that you're now at war earlier, because we're also at war with the Russians. To be honest, again, we're not going to send troops to Europe. At least until Germany is at war. When Germany's at war, we can bring units over. But for right now, and I think Blue Army is going to be that army we are going to send. I'm going to just send you over to Boston for now. Because I will say our manpower is like shot. When we're coming from the Civil War, it's just terrible. Core population is still not that great. We probably actually do want to go up to limited conscription when we can. Okay, so yeah, that's on a political power. I'm going to use it for limited conscription because we do need more manpower. We have a lot of guns, we have artillery, all that is looking good. So I guess we can do Manifest Destiny, which is more war support, which is okay. We're at negative 72% stability. Big thumbs up there. So yeah, we need to do Christian Commonwealth. We need to get rid of our recovery from the Civil War modifier ASAP. It's too much. Again, we're at war with Chile in the south. Brazil is not in the Internationale, but I think they will join at some point. I don't know what that point will be, but they will. I think aside from that, I mean, the People's Vanguard and Liberals are at war. I believe when one of them unites, they should go to war with Mexico, because Mexico is totalist, and if I remember it correctly, they should go to war with one another. We have 54 divisions. We're fighting maybe up to 650. The Black Belt Act. One of the more controversial acts that Pelley is proposing is to extend the 1899 Indian Appropriation Act into African American communities. The proposed Black Belt Act would make communities in the South with majority African American population into reserve space with independent public services, at least on paper. The Legion claims these areas will be administered by an African Americans under the regime's jurisdiction, similar to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Moreover, the act would strip citizenship and any previous Commonwealth to American. Moreover, the act would strip citizenship in any previous Commonwealth to African Americans nationwide. However, there comes, even from our loyal members, murmurs that whites within the Black Belt will lose their citizenship and rights. What shall become of this act? You know what? Let's double down on stability. Autonomy now, autonomy forever. Yeah, I mean, we have 70 political power now. Yay? Okay, are you... Your resistance now goes... Because our stability is worse. Goes up to 18%. Oh, yeah, and we're also not at peace. Which, I mean, I think that means that resistance is going to increase nationwide. Which, I mean, isn't great. We hate the Canadians for this. This shouldn't have happened. I mean, we could just suppress people even more. Not with you. I mean, I could actually get military police to solve a bit of manpower issues. But what we could do, occupy territories. Which is you. We could send in secret police. It does require more manpower. Military governor. I mean, daily compliance gain. Martial law. I mean, okay. 26% is not terrible. Compliance growth is 0.022. So it would go up by point. So we would actually still be getting compliance with secret police. I think for right now, where we're at is okay. Except for the whole part where we're at war with the International, which is not where I wanted to. Not where I wanted to be. Question is, will you declare war on Germany? I mean, I think you still will, because I think the AI is hardcore to take the man out of Lorraine as soon as they possibly can. But again, like, without any base in Europe, without ports from Ireland or from Germany or Portugal or anything like that, an invasion of Europe is very difficult. You're actually not in a faction at all, interestingly enough. And we can't get military access to Ireland, but I think Ireland is where we're going to want to stage an invasion of Britain. And again, Totalist Mexico should not join the International, which to me means we can probably bring another army off of this line. I'm going to send you guys to New York City. I'm not worried about the International landing troops in Canada. If they do, we can easily counterattack. Like, it shouldn't be a big problem. And in fact, them actually bringing troops into Canada should actually leave them more exposed to the Germans, if I'm remembering correctly. We actually captured a Communard agent. Probably should like put him to death immediately, but we'll give them time for them to get captured. Let's see, because you have 1 million manpower. How many troops you guys have? France is looking at, if they would let me load, 57 and 131. Quite a bit. Britain, though? Britain's not very strong. Britain's actually in a weak position right now. So again, so we're going to launch 37 divisions into the United Kingdom. Not the United Kingdom, into the Union of Britain. And we're still 4-ish months away from the war with Germany. So yeah, we just need to wait for that. Like, there's not too much else we can actually do. Of course, now you're growing up, which I'm very upset about. Resistance target. I mean, even if I were to put in the next level, which was secret police, it would only get you to have a target at 11%, which is not where we need to be. If we were to increase our stability up, that might fix the issue, but it's hard for me to say definitively. We'll fight more socialist terrorists, keep on fighting the Federalists. You're at -6, which I believe means there's 3 more levels in total. Stop bombing me. And every time they bomb me, we get less stability. We are getting at least 1.2% per week, which is not terrible. Also, I didn't read the event text for Christian and Commonwealth. We'll go for Christian identity next. You actually just give us 10% stability, which I'm happy with. What began as an offshoot of Anglo-Israelism in Canada has grown into a concrete political and social doctrine under Pelley Armstrong line. Christian identity envisions a union of German Assyrians, Afro-Americans, socialists, Jewish people, and Catholics. They're all in a confederation against them. Now the public shall know of this danger. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? I have no idea. But I do know that at least for right now, there's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching. And so if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.